Hare Krishna. Jai Jagannath. Welcome to Jagannath Katha. It is an annual program. It's been happening from last 7-8 years, I guess. Prabhuji is inspiring us, hearing to the same Katha of Jagannath ji year after year with the same inspiration and love for Jagannath. I welcome Mataji and Prabhuji from Vrindavan Dham, our parents of Nitya Krishna Prabhuji, first of all. Hari Bol. And the main hero of this event, Nitya Krishna Prabhu. I welcome Nitya Krishna Prabhu. Nitya Krishna Prabhu actually inspired us naming my son's name Neel Madhav after this katha. I was totally immersed in this katha when I heard this for the first time. And when I heard the name Neel Madhava, I was like, wow. I felt wow again. And Neel Madhav, we had to keep him named Neel Madhav. This amazing pastime of Jagannath, all of you will really enjoy. And also you will go to that, the pastime of Jagannath. It is not a story. You will see a movie of Jagannath today. Thank you everyone, all devotees for coming for this event. Hare Krishna. Jai Jagannath.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Just want to read a verse from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 9. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vedita tvataha tyakta deham punarjanma naiti mamiti sorjana. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. Purport, by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Lord's descent and His transcendental abode is already explained in the 6th verse. One who can understand the truth of the appearance of the personality of Godhead is already liberated from material bondage, and therefore he returns to the kingdom of God immediately after quitting this present body. Such liberation of the living entity from material bondage is not at all easy. The impersonalists and the yogis attain liberation only after much trouble and many births. Even then, liberation they achieve, merging into the impersonal Brahma Jyotir of the Lord, is only partial, and there is risk of returning to the material world. But devotees, simply by understanding the transcendental nature of the body and activities of the Lord, attain the abode of the Lord after ending the body, and the Lord does not run the risk of returning to this material world. In the Brahma Samhita it is stated that the Lord has many forms and incarnations. Although there are many transcendental forms of the Lord, there is still one and the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. One who has to understand the fact with conviction, although it is incomprehensible to mundane scholars and empiric philosophers. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manokishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavansha Shri Rupam Satrajatam Saranam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sakara Lalita Shri Krishna Kanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tata Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशकारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So, Krishna tells us that one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving this body, take his birth again in the material world, but attains my eternal abode. So what do we need to do to never have to return to the material world and to achieve the eternal abode of the Lord? It's a big, complicated formula. So difficult. So if we know the nature of Krishna's appearance and activities, it will inspire us to take to the process of chanting the holy names of the Lord. So the hope by hearing about the Lord's appearance is that it enthuses our mood of devotional service. Yes, it may warm the heart. It may be, some entertainment, but the real effect of hearing about the appearance of most wonderful Lord Jagannath, Baldev Subramani, is that if it enthuses our heart to render devotional service, and that culminates in very serious, sincere, and dedicated chanting of the holy names. So let us pray to Lord Jagannath that we can have his blessings so that we may take to the chanting of his holy names very seriously, in relishing his pastimes. We are approaching Rath Yatra season. As soon as the short sleeve shirts come out, we know Lord Jagannath is coming soon. That is like our marker. Unless you're my son, he wears short sleeve shirts year round. He's so eager for Rath Yatra. But it is our time of the year where we get to celebrate Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra. Everybody's ready for Rath Yatra?
Yes.
That doesn't sound like it. Maybe after this class we'll be ready then for Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra. So we're getting ready in anticipation. So Prabhuji always asks that we can have this discussion. How many of you heard this pastime before? How many of you heard more than once? More than 5 times? A few? Yes. This is the nature of Krishna's pastimes. They never get stale. We can relish them over and over again. So I'm grateful to Raghapriya Prabhu and Janmakripa Mataji and their beautiful family for opening their homes for all of us so that we can hear, and especially giving an opportunity for me to meditate on this most beautiful pastime. My mother is sitting here. She has a stick nearby, just in case. So none of you need to fear. If we get off track, she is here to protect all of you with her stick. So this actually is a pastime. Remember, we heard on the way to Lord Jagannath Puri and going to see Shishreta Jagannath Puri Dham. And His Holiness Vaishnava Maharaj narrated this pastime to all of us seated on the train, and we are all wishing that the train never reach Jagannath Puri. We are so enthralled with the narration. So I'll just try to repeat and do some small justice to this beautiful pastime. So, Lord Jagannath's appearance in front of all of us is very mysterious, very sweet and extremely fortunate for all of us. We are blessed. We actually don't know how blessed we are. Because by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we have come to know Lord Jagannath very frequently and often. And there are Rath Yatras around the world. Almost every day there's a Rath Yatra going somewhere. And so sometimes in the abundance of presence, we fail to realize the significance of Lord Jagannath. But you can see how merciful Srila Prabhupada was, that the first deities he brought into his International Society for Krishna Consciousness were Lord Jagannath deities. And the first major festival that he inaugurated for all of us to celebrate is Lord Jagannath Rath Yatra. Because the fortune of going to Jagannath Puri during Jagannath Rath Yatra is not so easy. Anyone has been to Rath Yatra in Jagannath Puri? So it's not so easy. 2 fortunate souls out of how many that are here? So, but by Srila Prabhupada's unlimited mercy, we actually experienced Lord Jagannath Rath Yatra in no less potency. Because the Lord of the universe, He's absolute. Wherever He takes presence, it carries His full potency. And so Lord Jagannath Rath Yatra that we have on July 21st, it is of no less potency. We may perceive something, but in reality, it is of fully potent. And if all of you want to experience that potency, you please come, bring your friends and family, and enjoy the festival. If you really want to enjoy the festival, render some service to the festival, and then you'll see Lord Jagannath's full potency unfolded before your eyes. So, how this form of Lord Jagannath appeared is somewhat mysterious. When we see this form, sometimes we say, I don't know, and we go to the center altar. Okay, Radha Krishna, I know. Then we go left and Gaurnitai, I don't know. We go back to center altar, our comfort zone. But why Lord Jagannath appeared and looks in this way is very sweet. So, we know that Krishna performed his pastimes in 3 different stages. In his early boyhood, he performed his Vrindavan pastimes. And then he went to Mathura, and there he performed his Mathura Lila pastimes. And from there he went to Dwarka. And there he performed his Dwarka Lila pastimes. And actually he spent more time in Dwarka than anywhere else. So his Dwarka Lila pastimes are the most voluminous. So, but in Dwarka, Krishna is married to 16,108 queens. And each queen is maintaining a beautiful royal palace with all the accompaniments to enjoy their senses? No. To serve Krishna with complete and unlimited splendor. So many facilities are there to serve Krishna. Unending opulence, beauty. But in the palaces, Krishna, when he is in his deepest of moods, when he is sleeping or in his daydreaming state, one place he always goes back to, and that is Vrindavan. He's always thinking about, Maya Yashoda, Radhe, Balramji and Subal. And, he's constantly thinking and dreaming and speaking about these pastimes in Vrindavan. And so the queens were always lamenting and wondering, we are serving the Lord with such unending facilities. And Krishna is physically here, but his heart is in Vrindavan. So they're always wondering, what is so sweet and special about this service in Vrindavan? What did Krishna do? What did the devotees do with Krishna in Vrindavan so much that many, many years have elapsed and still he is constantly meditating on these? So the queens like this were always wondering. They were not wondering like we wonder. We would wonder out of envy. That is our nature. Because we have a contaminated heart, at least speaking for myself only. So I would think, I have all these things, what do those have? They were not thinking this way. Here's the queens are thinking, wow, how wonderfully they must have been serving. Then let us learn from there, and maybe I'll become inspired to serve with that type of potency. This is the mood of devotional comparison. When we see somebody serving nicely, we become inspired to learn from them, so that we can also serve nicely. In the material world, when someone is serving nicely, what do we try to do? Pull them down. But this is not the mood of real devotion. So the queens of Dwarka were thinking like this. And then we know, when the eclipse came, Krishna took all the residents of Dwarka to Kurukshetra. And there, we know the residents of Vrindavan, having been in long periods of separation with Krishna, said, oh, let us go to Kurukshetra to observe this eclipse, a very auspicious place. It is a holy tirtha. And there we can observe the inauspicious time of the eclipse. And maybe by chance, who will come? Krishna. So they are just thinking, by chance of chance, it will come. So of course, when they all arrived, they were very pleased to see that Krishna had come. And so all the residents of Dwarka were intermingling with all the residents of Vrindavan. It was a very sweet reunion. And here, the queens thought, now is our time to really understand what Krishna was doing and how the residents of Vrindavan were so nicely serving Krishna. So they started to think how we can hear, who we can ask. And they started thinking, can we ask Balaram? No, we cannot ask Balaram. He won't tell. He's elder brother. Then, we can't ask any of the gopis. That is not, appropriate. So who we can ask? And they thought, we should ask Mother Rohini. So we'll ask Mother Rohini to speak. So they approached Mother Rohini with great sincerity. And they begged that, please, can you tell us about these pastimes? So Mother Rohini kind of hesitated, said, these pastimes we cannot speak. If we start speaking, Krishna and Balaram will come. They'll disturb the whole assembly. It won't work. And then everything will be spoiled. And the queen said, no, we are very expert. Don't worry. We will make a private facility. We'll build one big pandal far away. And we'll arrange a program there. Nobody will know. He says, no, you don't know Krishna and Balaram. They are very clever. And they said, no, it's no problem. We'll also have some security. So finally, Mother Rohini relented and said, okay. And so they all gathered in this pandal. But who is going to miss the katha of Krishna's pastimes? Who is going to serve in security? Sometimes in festivals, right? We have some faraway services. Maybe don't get, and they think, who is going to take that opportunity? So they said, well, Mother Subhadra, she's perfect. She's sister. She doesn't need to hear these pastimes. They don't hear. She can be security. So Mother Subhadra said, okay. So she closed the tent, locked it up, and was standing security. Strong, okay, nobody will come. And they knew Krishna and Balaram, they'll not listen to anybody. They'll just run them over and come in. But Mother Subhadra, they won't dare do that. They're always surrendering to Mother Subhadra. She was like the sister who would control. So, in this way, Mother Rohini is speaking about the pastimes of Vrindavan. And she begins to narrate. And many hours have elapsed. I promise this will not go for many hours. Don't worry. You all must be nervous. Don't. But many hours elapsed. And not a single movement was happening inside. No hustling and bustling. And Mother Subhadra is wondering, what is going on in here that so much time has gone and everybody is just fixed hearing? So she thought, let me hear. And she saw one small hole in the tent. So she put her ear to the hole. And she started to hear. Now, she's hearing Mother Rohini speak. Mother Rohini's speaking is that she was the eyewitness to all these pastimes. So she's not hearing like third hand, right? When we hear third hand, sometimes the stories get diluted and sometimes the stories get enhanced. Either way. But they lose their true potency. But here, Mother Rohini is explaining these pastimes as the eyewitness. So she is the Acharya for Krishna's pastimes. And all the queens of Dwarka are just enamored and enraptured by hearing this. But whenever Krishna's pastimes are spoken, Krishna and Balaram, they cannot stay away. They try to stay away, they cannot. They are so attracted to them, their own pastimes, of course, because they include their most beloved devotees, that no matter how much they try, they cannot stay away. Actually, when we chant the holy names of the Lord, Krishna appears right in front of us. So we say, hey, how you can do some magic and bring and manifest the Supreme Personality of Godhead here? How? You can do by Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna's non-different names, He appears on our tongue. So if we are chanting the holy names and the Lord is appearing, imagine when Mother Rohini is chanting about His own pastimes. So Balaramji and Krishna are in the camp far away, and they're like being pulled and dragged. They say, why are we going in this direction? Some off the beaten path. We have no idea what is there. And they just kept going. And they reached this encampment. And there they see that Mother Subhadra is putting her ear to the tent and listening very intently. So Krishna asked, Subhadra, what are you doing? What are you hearing? And what is she? Quiet. Don't make noise. And then, so some few minutes pass, and Subhadra, what are you hearing? Shh, I told you. And she's supposed to be protecting them. She didn't. Just enamored. So then Krishna and Balaram think, what is so interesting that she's hearing? She's clearly not doing her job. But they found 2 more holes on either side of Mother Subhadra. So Krishna goes on one side, Balaramji on the other, and they start hearing. And they are hearing the nectarian flow from Mother Rohini about all the beautiful pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan. And they go into complete ecstasy. This uncontrolled ecstasy. No matter how much they were trying to maintain their composure, they could not control. So much happiness and bliss they went into. Hearing their own activities. This is the transcendental nature. And they went into this ecstatic mood that their eyes became like fixed, big. It just froze. The limbs of their bodies began to retract within. And they became very still, stunned. They're hearing. So of course, when anything interesting is happening, anything of note is happening, who always shows up? Narada Muni. Narada Muni. He's playing Veena and says, something good is happening. Let me come. And so he sees this encampment and he sees this thing. So he reaches there and he's like, Krishna, Balaramji, what is this? And then they realize, somebody has come. So they pull away from the tent and Narada Muni is shocked. What has happened to you? You have some fever, some disease. What happened? You're looking all the foreign. No, nothing has happened like that. Don't worry. Just something private, confidential has taken place. You have seen it, no problem. Did you take any selfies? No selfies? No. Nothing is posted on Facebook or WhatsApp yet? Okay, fine. So this is just something confidential, something private between brothers and sisters. So please, you keep this to yourself. You have seen it, no problem. It is your blessing. But please don't share this with anybody. And Narada Muni said, okay. And Krishna said, I want to offer you some boon in exchange for you keeping this very private. So Narada Muni said, okay. And what do you want? So Narada Muni said, but first you have to promise you'll give me the boon. Krishna says, what? I've given you so many boons, you never make me promise? Yeah, but this time I want promise. Krishna sometimes breaks his word also. So Narada Muni says, I want promise. So they took legal document that will give the boon. Okay? So he says, okay, I'll give you boon, but you just promise you don't share this with anybody. Okay? Narada Muni says, okay, no problem. What boon you want? Narada Muni says, I want that this darshan I just had should be shown to the entire world. Krishna said, oh, Narada Muni, you fooled me, you tricked me. This is not good. This is actually the nature of Krishna and his devotees. Sometimes we make plans, and our plans become foiled. And we think, wow, Krishna is lucky. His plans always succeed. But actually, Krishna's plans don't succeed. Whose plans always succeed? The plans of his pure devotees. Krishna even surrenders his own plan to that of his devotees. Krishna is always being defeated by his devotees. So Narada Muni defeated Krishna. Krishna's plan was to keep this confidential. But now Narada Muni is asked. So Krishna says, okay, Narada Muni, you have tricked me, but you are the transcendental trickster. You are just the Acharya who is trying to spread and deliver all the fallen souls. So I will appear in this form, but not now, sometime in the future. And what time? He says there will come a time in the future when the condition of the living entities are so fallen, so degraded, that they'll not even be able to follow the yuga dharmas of chanting the holy names. Forget about doing any kind of tapasya, any kind of yajna, even real archa vigara. But even chanting will become difficult. And in that time, when even that is difficult, I'll bestow this special benediction. That anybody who comes under my vision, they'll be delivered. That's why we say, Jagannath Swami, Nayana Patagami. Nayana Patagami, Bhavatu me. That let me come under your vision. And what kind of vision Lord Jagannath has? Full eyes. It's very special darshan. Because Lord Jagannath is never blinking. He is constantly showing darshan. And anyone who comes in the sight of Lord Jagannath, they'll be delivered. But even some people will be so lazy that they won't even want to take darshan of the Lord. No problem. I will give unlimited amounts of prasadam. And anybody who even takes a little bit of prasadam from Lord Jagannath, they'll be delivered. So, this time will come in the future. So this is the special potency. So, you carry on with your business, and in the future I will come. So actually, Lord Jagannath, he takes this form in the material world at the time in which Brahma crosses age 50. So Brahma's duration of life is 100 years, but not like our 100 years. His one day, not even one day, his 12 hours is 994 yuga cycles. That is 4.3 billion years. So 4.3 billion Earth years is one 12-hour period. And then another 12-hour night, so that's 8.6 billion years, is one day of Brahma. So one day times 365 times 100. Prabhupada writes in 8th chapter purport. That is 311 something trillion years. So this is the duration of Lord Brahma's life. And so, in the first half of this, he manifests in the form of Nilamada. And in the second half, he manifests as Lord Jagannath. So, this, how he manifested Lord Jagannath now, the second time we'll discuss. First time we know, took place where? Kurukshetra. And who was speaking? And what was she was speaking? Politics? Who won the election? Cricket match? What she was speaking? Pastimes of Krishna. Pastimes of Krishna in Dwarka? In Vrindavan. So this is now how he came to appear before all of us, bestowing this benediction. We'll hear. So this pastime took place during Satyuga. Again, during the time after which Brahma was clearing 50 years. And there was a great king by the name of King Indradumna. And he had a very chaste and pious devotional wife by the name of Gundicha. So they were great, great devotees, and they had a strong, intense desire to have darshan of the Lord. So Narada Muni had once come, as he always does, and they expressed their desire to the pure devotee. And Narada Muni, we like to see darshan of the Lord. Where can we see? This is the role of Guru. Guru introduces us to the Supreme Lord. So, Narada Muni said, there is a place called Nilachal. Nila means blue. Achal means mountain. There's a blue mountain on the eastern shore of India, in modern day Orissa. But there in this blue mountain, there is a beautiful form of the Lord, who is also bluish, like a blue emerald, called Nilamada. You should take darshan. Oh, what temple he's in? Where he's at? Well, that's a little bit of a difficult thing. That his location is not so well known. But I've drawn, some map, and you can, with some inquiry, you can find this Nilamada, and you can have darshan. So King Indra became very ecstatic. Queen Gundicha excited. So, and the King Indraduna decided that he'll call his ministers and his big pandits, Raja Pandit, Vidyapati. He said, very intelligent, scholarly person. You take this map, you go and see where Nilmadhav is, map out the directions, and then you come back, and then we'll all go. So Vidyapati became ecstatic. Yes, I get to go see the beautiful Nilamada. So, Roti, come. There's space. Everybody keeps an aisle away for me to exit, so everybody gets front row seat. So, Vidyapati took this map, and he began to follow, and he's walking. There's no, buses or trains or planes at this time, so we were just walking. And he comes to this big river called the Mahanadi River. Very wide river, almost 6-7 kilometers wide, huge river. And he has to cross this river. But Narada Muni explained that how you'll know so many dense forests, so many jungles, so many hills, mountains, how you'll know that I have reached this place, how I'll know. So Narada Muni explained that in this particular Nilachal forest, there's one unique characteristic, that there is no envy between the animals. So as soon as he crossed this Mahanadi River and he started walking, he came to an area and he saw one peculiar thing. He saw that one deer was kissing a tiger. He thought, that we don't see. This must be the Nilachal forest. So he thought, I have reached. He's getting excitement, anticipation. So he started to see, but this is deep, dense jungle. Nobody is there. He doesn't see any giant temple. He's not hearing the conch blow. He's not seeing pilgrims returning. How the Lord can be manifested in this dense jungle? So he is searching and searching, not finding anyone. Finally, he finds one small kind of village, jungle villagers living. They're speaking, but they're speaking and not able to communicate so well. And they said that you go see our leader, our Pradhan. He's a learned person. He may know where the Lord is. So they pointed in directions. So Vidyapati goes and sees this home. Says, "Oh." And so he knocks on the door, and this leader's name was Vishwavasu. So Vishwavasu was the leader of his village, and his daughter's name was Lalita. So Lalita answers the door and says, "I'm here to see your father." He's here. Says, "My father is taking rest now, but when he wakes up, you can see him." So she gave him a nice place to sit, some water to drink, some food, and he waited. And some hours passed. So Vishwavasu was having this schedule, not like our schedule. He would leave the home around 7 p.m., 8 p.m., and he would go somewhere nobody knew. And he would return by 4 o'clock, 4:30, take prasad, take bath, and then rest. And then he would sleep during the day, and then in the evening again, he would wake up, take bath, take prasad, and leave. But every time he came back, he would come back so fragrant, smelling, like beautiful scents nobody has ever seen or smelled. But nobody knew what he was doing. So when Vishwavasu woke up, he saw Vidyapati. He said, "Oh, you have come?" He said, "I have to go somewhere now, so I'll come back and we can speak." So Vidyapati said, "Okay." And then he took rest, and of course by the time Vishwavasu came early morning, took bath, took prasad, and took rest, then Vidyapati woke up. So they kept missing each other. This came for like 3-4 days. So Vidyapati realized, I'm not getting his attention. I have to do something. So he thought, he was sannyasi. He thought, if I become son-in-law, then he'll show some favor to me. So let me renounce my renunciation and I'll marry his daughter. This is not like marriage how we are thinking. He is thinking, anything I can do to see the Lord, I'm willing to do. Krishna says, Sarva dharma parityaja. You abandon all dharma. This is the nature of devotees, so enthusiastic. So even Vidyapati said, I'm renouncing my renounced order so that I can become dear, so I can see the Lord. So they made this proposition to Vishwasu. Vishwasu said, you want to marry my daughter? You're some big Raja Pandit coming from the king's court, and you want to marry my village daughter? He thought this is a joking fellow, but after some inquiry, returned no, sincere. Vishwasu became happy. How I can find somebody more qualified than this Vidyapati? So they arranged marriage. And every day, Vishwasu was leaving like this. So Vidyapati, being intelligent. Right? Sometimes we have to be thoughtful in our service. Not just run to it. We have to be thoughtful and plan. So he's just making his plan. So after marriage, some time elapsed. And one day, Lalita came to serve prasad to Vidyapati. He said, I'm fasting. So, oh, you're fasting? My Vaishnava calendar didn't say any fasting indicate. What are you fasting from? I said, I am fasting because I want to know 2 things. Sure, what 2 things you want to know? She wants to know. I want to know where your father is going in the evening and why he is going. He said, I cannot answer that. Why? One time I asked my father these questions and slap. Never again. I asked. So I do my seva. Every day she would do. After Vishwasu would come home, take bath, take prasad and take rest. Then she would go to the forest, collect flowers, collect fruits, make beautiful flower garlands, make nice bogatali, all the arti paraphernalia. She would prepare that during the day. And then, in the evening, Vishwasu would take and go. So, Lalita is saying that Vidyapati, if he's not going to take prasad, what to do? I cannot ask this question. So she also sat down. So I will not take either. And she also didn't do her duty, didn't prepare the thali. So Vishwasu is getting ready to go. She asked, Lalita, where's my paraphernalia for worshipping? I didn't do. I'm on strike. What? On strike? Why? Well, my husband is not eating. Why he's not eating? Well, he wants to know two things. Well, then tell him. What does he want to know? Yes, but if I tell him I don't know either, and I cannot ask you. So, we are fasting. So she said, no, just you're my daughter, he's my son-in-law, whatever he wants to know, I'll tell him. So he said, okay. He wants to know where you're going at night and why. Huh? You know? Never asked that. I know. But now we are fasting, done, on strike, and fast till death. Vishwa says, fine, fast till death. And he goes away. Of course, father laments, what? I cannot allow this. And he became very soft. So what to do? So he goes to Lalita and says, okay, I'll tell. So he explains that I'm going deep into the forest. Even I don't know the exact route, but I just follow this route. And I'm going, and I am worshipping Nilamada. Beautiful form of the Lord, who is bluish, like a gem, like a sapphire. Gorgeous form of the Lord. And that is why when I come back, I am so fragrant, because it's the fragrance of the Lord emanating so powerfully that I become bathing in this fragrance. And that is where I'm going. Now I know. Lalita is excited. So she goes back to Vidyapati and tells, that's where he's going. Please take prasad. And Vidyapati says, I have one more request. Oh, one more? Tell your father that tonight I want to go with him. Huh? He'll never allow. What to do? So she just sat down. And Vishwasu asked, Lalita, where's my plate? Oh, we're fasting till death. What? I already told you your two questions. Now you're still fasting. Yes, fast till death. Why? Now Vidyapati wants you to take him with you. What? I cannot take him? She says, okay, no problem. It's nice knowing you. Fast till death. Thunderbolt. Vishwasu's heart is now in a dilemma. What to do? So he tells, okay, I'll tie one big covering on his eyes and I'll take him. Once you're stuck, now Vidyapati, his mission accomplished. So, at night, Vidyapati is holding the hand of Vishwasu and they're walking deep into the jungle, deep into the forest. Now, why Vishwasu was not telling anybody? One might wonder, right? Why not share this Lord's darshan with everybody? Because this Nilamadav was so attached to the worship of Vishwavasu. He was deeply attached to his worship. And he told Vishwavasu that if somebody comes to know that I am here, I will leave. Because I cannot accept the worship from anybody but you. And what was Vishwavasu's qualification to serve? He was went to DD Worship Ministry Training Program. He completed all Bhakti Shastri certifications, became trained up Pujari service. He was basically illiterate. He was worshipping, no mantras, whatever mantras he could think he's chanting. He's offering arti. Sometimes he's offering the vastram first, then flour, then incense, then giwik. Next time he's offering giwik, then argyam, and then incense like this. He's doing, and he's sometimes doing this way, sometimes this way. No. But what he's doing, he is offering with love. So much love. Even his timing was off, right? He would come at Mangalarti time and sleep. And at sleeping time, he would go up. Even his time was completely. But this shows that the Lord is not interested in our rituals. The Lord is attached to our love. So he told Vishwasu, if anybody comes to know, I'll go. So he was always lamenting why he was so protected and not telling. But at this point, he had no choice. So Vidyapati, holding the hand of Vishwasu, reaches this place and his senses become overwhelmed. Even before the removing of the eyes, he is intoxicated by the scent of the Lord. And as soon as Vishwasu removes the coverings, he's stunned to see the beautiful Nilamada. So gorgeous. And after taking darshan Nilamada, he notices and realizes all the devatas are there. Lord Indra, Chandra, Varun, all the devatas are there. Even the animals have come, snakes have come, tigers have come, deer have come. All are coming to watch Vishwavasu offer worship to Nilamada. And then Vidyapati is watching the worship. And he is not seeing that Vidyapati is doing everything backwards. He is seeing how the deity of Nilamadav is reciprocating with Vishwasu so intensely. And Vidyapati is just overwhelmed in love. How powerful this form is. Because Vidyapati, being a Pandit, he is not seeing the external rituals. He is seeing the heart of the mood of worship and how the deity is reciprocating. And he was stunned. Vidyapati's life is complete. But we know he has now a mission. He has to come and bring in King Indradumna. Many months have passed. What King Indradumna must be thinking? So he goes back that night, morning. He stays a few days. He's smart, right? If he goes away immediately, someone will know his plan. So he stays a few more days. Then he asks for leave of absence, files for PTO, time off.
The wife allowed that?
Not really, but we have to beg and plead. So finally, some permission came for some not unpaid time off. And so Vidyapati left. And he went straight back to Avanti, Ujjain, modern day, where King Indradumna was just on pins and needles, waiting for the day Vidyapati would return. And as soon as Vidyapati returned, he embraced him and begged, tell me everything. Have you seen? Yes. And he explained all the beautiful things he saw, the form of Nilamadav. And in the heart of King Indradumna, he just said, let's go now. He just started walking. Didn't think what I have to pack, what I have to arrange, finish my responsibilities. Right? When we go on some journey, how much planning we do? The mood of the devotee, whatever it takes, just go. And so King Indradumna is ready to renounce everything. And Queen Gunita says, hey, I'm coming with you. You're not going alone. So she started walking. All the ministers said, hey, we're going also. They started walking. All the citizens, hey, we're not staying here. Everybody just left. Now, going through dense jungles. This is renouncing all the comforts of royal life. We struggle sometimes just to make a 30-40 minute drive to go see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we get to sit in a nice comfortable car, air conditioned or heater. And we think, oh, it's a little bit far. Oh, maybe it's raining. No, we'll not go. But King Indudumna, Queen Gundicha, and all the residents, they were embarking on many months' journey, walking, sleeping anywhere and everywhere to see the Supreme Lord. This is determination. The devotee of the Lord is very determined, and we'll see determination as this pastime unfolds. I'm looking at the clock. So, King Indudumna and the whole country is making its way, following Vidyapati back. And after many days and weeks of long journey, they finally reach this Mahanadi river. And just think how you'll cross few 100,000 people, million people across a river. Right? One boat take 3-4 people across like this. So the king went. They set up a camp. 1 month had passed before everybody could cross. So after waiting all this time, long journey, finally everybody had crossed, and they started walking. And then one sound came, this Akashvani from the sky came and said, Neil Madhav has now disappeared. King Indudumna, stop, what? All this effort, and now King Indudumna is gone. What to do? Everybody is struck. So then Narada Muni comes there with them. He says, I don't know, but let us continue and see what happens. And as they're going, they saw that one tiger was chasing a deer. And Vidyapati realized, oh, Neil Madhav is definitely gone, because now this mood of free of envy has disappeared. So he is lamenting in his heart. But anyways, they continue and say something good will happen. So they reach just to the shore of the ocean, just some distance before, at the base of this Nilachal mountain, and thinking now what to do. So Narada Muni says, okay, here we'll make one camp and we'll engage in some auspicious yajna. And let's see how we can please the Lord and something good will manifest. See, when we are in search of solutions, the solutions are not going to come from our own mental speculation, from our own manipulation. It is going to come from the Supreme Lord. So when we face setbacks, what we should do? We should engage in more intensely in devotional service. So King Indudumna arranged giant Ashwamedha Yajna, huge sacrifice. And this yajna was completed, and he gave millions and millions of cows in charity to the brahmanas, made so many arrangements. And as this yajna was being completed, out of the fire came one, Lord Nrsingadev. The self-manifested form of Lord Nrsingadev appeared. This Lord Nrsingadev is still there in Jagannath Puri. Where this yajna took place is where the current day Gundicha temple is. Just at the end of the main road is the Gundicha temple. There is where they made the yajna mandap, and this yajna was taking place. So even behind this is this Indudumna Sarovar, because so many cows had come, millions of cows had come to be given in charity. While the yajna was finishing, they were passing urine, and this big ditch was made, and it filled with water. Still today, this kund is there. This is called Indudumna Sarovar, and it is where the place where all the cows were grazing that were going to be given in charity. So this Lord Nrsingadev deity manifested, and then second Akashvani came, transcendental sound came, and said, my dear Indudumna, yes, I have disappeared as Nila Madhav, but I am coming. I am coming now in a different form. I am coming in the form of a giant wood log. So we know in Chaitanya Charitamrita, we see that there is Daru Brahma and Jala Brahma. So this Daru is wood. So this wood is coming. You go to this place called Monkey Bahan, where the river, this one auspicious river, is meeting the ocean. There, this giant log is coming, and from there, you can carve the deity of the Lord, and that is me, non-different from Nilamada. Really? So King Indraduna became excited. It's now some hope. They had almost lost hope, but devotee never loses hope. They stay determined. So King Indraduna and the whole party, they went to this river where it meets the ocean, and after some time, they saw giant log coming, and it just stopped right in front of them in the water. They became ecstatic. King Indraduna held a giant festival celebrating the Lord has come. After a couple day festival, okay, now let us take the log back to our camp, and then we'll call some carver. So they got some giant ropes and began to tie and pull. 10, 12 men came, moving a log in water. It's no big deal, right? It has buoyancy factor, so even sliding it. They could not move it even 1 millimeter. And pulling. Nothing's happening. A couple days pass, and now King Indraduna is becoming so challenged. What to do? Then he called all the big horses, and they tied the horses to this ropes, and the horses are pulling. Nothing is happening. Then they called elephants, big giant, thousands of elephants, thousands of horses, thousands and hundreds of thousands of soldiers, manpower, horsepower, elephant power. They're pulling and pulling. Weeks have passed, and this log is not moving even 1 inch. King Indraduna is thinking, how difficult devotional service is. Actually, you may not want to hear this, but this is the truth, and it is our fortune, that the more we progress in devotional service, the more difficulties we face. Because those difficulties, those are the purification of our heart. Prabhupada would give the example that if you want to purify a lump of gold, what do? You have to put it into the fire. When you put it into the fire, then the other alloys will separate and pure gold will remain. So also to purify our heart, some fire is needed. These obstacles, these difficulties we face in spiritual life, the more we face, we can think, wow, my Lord Jagannath is most merciful. Because that is purification of our heart. You can see how much difficulty King Indradumna faced. But the devotee never gives up. So after weeks and weeks of trying, what to do? So then Narada Muni explained that we are trying to bring the Lord out, but we are not the acharyas here. Whose place is this? This is the place of Vishwavasu and Lalita. We must go through them. We don't approach Krishna directly. We always must go through Parampara. So they are the... So we must call them. Oh, good idea. So Vidyapati says, I know where they live. It's my father-in-law at the end of the day, my wife. So they go, and they go to the house. And all trees and grass and shrubs have overgrown everything. Barely they could see the house. What happened? So they started asking some believers. We don't know. We have not seen, after you left, Vishwasu and Lalita, we have not seen them. So they started announcing, making announcements, sending out WhatsApp messages, posting in Twitter, Instagram. Vishwasu, Lalita, come. After a few days calling out, nothing happened. Again, Indraduma defeated. Narada Muni says, you are calling for them. They won't come. You announce that Nila Madhav has come. They don't care who wants to see them. You must call their worshipful deity has come. Then they'll come. Then they started announcing, "Oh Lalita, oh Vishwasu, Nila Madhav is come, Nila Madhav is here, please come." And immediately, coming out of the dense jungle, is two like skeletons, just with some skin covering the bones, come out, and they're jumping and dancing. Vidyapati doesn't even recognize, who is this person? This is his wife. No, they have not eaten, drinking anything. Months have passed by the time Vidyapati went back, and then all of them came. Many months have elapsed. They are just suffering in separation, but actually in deep samadhi, just living on the meditation of the Supreme Lord. So they come down, "Where is the Lord?" And they said, "He is just some few kilometers away." And they started to cry. "No, you don't know my Lord. He is so naughty. He'll run away if you left him." He said, No, don't worry. We have tied him with big ropes. Krishna is always being tied. As asked Mother Yashoda. So, you tied him big ropes. Yeah, we tied him big ropes. Big soldiers there holding him there. He's still there. So they became enthused. And Vishwasu and Lalita, these two skeletons, just start running. And everybody is following. And they go. And as soon as they reach the banks, they see. And they start dancing and jumping in ecstasy. They're not seeing wood. They're not seeing log. Vishwasu is seeing his Nilamada. And they just run into the water. "Oh Nilamada, all these days, what you have eaten? Have you had something at least today to eat? Who has given you bath? You must be very cold, very hot. Who is taking care of you? Anybody has given you massage?" And they're just caressing. And Lalita and Vishwa just take this log and put it in their lap. Just like a baby might take a flower. And thinking, all these giant soldiers are thinking, what? These two skeletons. And just taking a lap like this, and they're petting. And just in ecstasy. So now the king of the thing is enthusiastic. But he says, "We cannot carry." He tells Vishwa, "You bring this log back to our camp. We can't take any more chances." So Lalita and Vishwasu just take, no effort at all, take giant log. All the soldiers are following, thinking, what is going on? And they reach this encampment, right where the Gundicha temple is today, where they did the yajna. They came. And so now Narada Muni says, "Okay, you call some carpenter to carve the form of the Lord." So many carpenters came, and they would try, tuck, 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 and all their tools would break. They could not even make one smallest of mark. And again, King Yudhishthira becomes hopeless. What to do? You see, every endeavor is being met with so many challenges and obstacles. Don't expect the path back to Godhead to be easy. But no, it is extremely rewarding. So what to do? Finally, one old carpenter comes. Who? Vishwakarma comes himself. And says, "I'll carve." And King Undri thinking, "You? All these young carpenters, big tools, haven't made one mark." He says, "Just, I will carve." He said, "I have no more hope anyways. What's the harm?" He said, "Okay, I'll carve. But I need 21 days. And undisturbed. If you open and disturb, I'll leave. I'll not finish." "No problem." He said, "I'll make sure." So they made one area, location, they closed it. "What about your prasad?" "Don't worry, I'll eat after I'm done. But 21 days you don't disturb me." So day one passes, and every day Queen Gundicha would go and hear tuck, 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 tuck. It's like ecstasy, hearing, "My Lord is coming, my Lord is coming." A couple days pass, 5 days pass. She's thinking, old man, must be hungry, must be thirsty, like all of you I'm sure now, and thinking when this will end. But still, he's going tuck, 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 day 10, 11, 12th day. Some say 14th, but 12th day. No more noise. Nothing happened. No tuk-tuk. Queen Gudija says, hey, no, open this. He must have died. Something must have happened. This is not good. Bad omens will come to us. No, he said 21 days. So you cannot wait. No, noise is coming now. Of course, queen was persistent. When queen is persistent, king must follow. So very reluctantly, he said, we should not do this. No, something is wrong. Opens. And carpenter, why you open the door? Because we didn't hear any tuck, 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 tuck. They thought something happened. I told you. And left. And now Indradumna sees half-carved deities. No arms are even made. Just basic facial features. Body is not even formed. I'm thinking, now what to do? All my efforts are ruined. Thinking these half-made deities, what to do? So he begins to lament. Then who comes? Narada Muni. Narada Muni comes and he sees, oh, my Lord, and offers obeisances, offers obeisance. You don't know. This is the most confidential darshan of the Lord. I have seen this form of the Lord only once before in Kurukshetra when Krishna went into his highest ecstasy, his most ecstatic mood he has ever been, and he promised that I should not tell anybody. But I also asked for one boon, and now he is manifested. King Indradumna, you are the deliverer of Lord Jagannath, Lord of the universe. And then King Indradumna became ecstatic. Wow, I didn't know. My great fortune. So Narada Muni says, we have to do the installation ceremony. We cannot bring any ordinary pujari. You go and you invite Lord Brahma. Only he should come and do the installation. Queen Gundicha and Indradumna are ecstatic. So they go all the way to Brahma. Look, here interplanetary travel was no issue. No visas needed, no stamping, nothing. Just go. So they reach Brahmalok. And they ask for one appointment with Lord Brahma. Brahma said, so the Surya said, yes, this is just finishing our meeting. A few minutes came. Lord Brahma came. Said, what's going on? Said, hey, this Lord has appeared in Daru Brahma form, wood form. And only you can do the installation. So please come. Brahmaji said, okay, I'll come. Now meantime, Lord Brahma, so I told you, 12 hours is how long? 4.3 billion years. So I said he was in a meeting, so a few minutes passed. So what happened on earthly planet? Many, many million years passed. So what happened? That this temple, King Indradumna before leaving had built a very beautiful temple. The Jagannath temple we see, he constructed the temple and said, here we'll install the deities. So after building the temple, just down the road from their encampment, and left the deities there, he went to go visit Lord Brahma. But unfortunately, many millions of years had passed, and the whole temple became submerged and under the sand. And one king by the name of Galamada, was going with his army to conquer some lands. And as the king's horse was going on the beach, his horse fell. I said, what? How the king's horse could fall? Nothing is there. Find out what happened. And so they saw that one small, just 1 inch, shiny object was coming from the sand. They said, this caused the horse to trip. They started digging and digging, and they saw what it was? The chakra of this temple. And they kept digging and digging and digging more. And then the roof, the dome, and more, many months. And they saw a beautiful Lord Jagannath temple was there, excavated. They became ecstatic. Galamada said, wow, Krishna has given me a temple to worship my Lord Narayan. So became ecstatic. They went into the main temple hall. They saw some dolls, some wood dolls. What is this? Keep it on the side. They put it in a go down. And he installed his Lord Narayan and began to worship Lord Narayan. Very ecstatic. And like this carried on. By this time, King Indradumna and Queen Gunicha return. They come back and they say, huh? Somebody's occupying our temple. Who are these people? So they go to the gate and they try to get in. They said, no, this is King Galamada. They said, who? King who? I am the king. I'm King Indradumna. So now we have no records of who is this King Indradumna. And now so much time has elapsed. So this conversation is happening, debate is going, this is my temple, this is my temple. And nobody to resolve. And there is one crow sitting in a tree. This tree is sitting above this kun. This kun is called Rohini Kun. It is said that when, at the end of Lord Brahma's 100 years, the Maha devastation will come, the waters of devastation, the whole area will be flooded. The waters emerge from this kun. So this kun was there, and there's a tree, and there's a bird, this crow sitting. And the crow is witnessing this argument, debate. And, King Indradumna has pretty good party with him. He has Lord Brahma with him, right? But still they were not able to resolve. So this crow began to speak. Crow speaking in English, or at that time Sanskrit. And we don't see this. And crow says that actually, Galamada, this temple is King Indradumna's. Says, who are you to speak? You're some crow. So the crow jumps off the tree, goes into the kun, and comes out as four-armed Lord Narayan, and said, he is the rightful owner. Now Galamada says, oh, I'm sorry, King Indradumna. My Lord has spoken. He speaks, I accept. Sometimes when Krishna speaks to us, we don't accept. We think, no, my idea is still best. Galamada was a great devotee. So, it says, this is the rightful owner of this temple. So Galamada said, okay. So King Indradumna became now encouraged again. So much effort. So he goes into the temple hall and he sees, who? Lord Narayan. He said, hey, where's my deities? I don't know. He sent his minister to go search. They searched here, there, not finding. Finally, they opened one closet, so dusty. And these Lord Jagannath, Baldev, Subramanya there. Oh, bring them out. Put them there. And he said, keep this Lord Narayan, you keep him outside. Actually, still, this Lord Narayan deity is on the outside of the temple. If you go to Lord Jagannath temple, first we offer darshan to this Lord Narayan because he was the original first occupant. Then from there we go inside and take darshan of Lord Jagannath. This beautiful form of Lord Narayan is there. This is Galamada's Lord Narayan. So, after a great endeavor, Lord Brahmaji performs the installation ceremony. How much determination Indradumna Maharaj had. So on the installation ceremony, Lord Jagannath is so pleased with King Indradumna because of his determination and love that Lord Jagannath is beginning to cry and he is weeping just seeing the love and determination from his Lord, from his devotee. So Lord Jagannath begins to speak. We should not be surprised. This is the Lord. If we can speak, how the Lord cannot speak? Just because he's coming in wood or marble or brass, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why we don't see the Lord speak? Why we don't see the Lord eat? Do we have the determination that King Indradumna had? If we have the same type of determination to serve the Lord, as King Indranuna, then we also will see the Lord speak, eat, sing, dance. It is not a matter of deity. It is a matter of our vision, the purity of our heart. So King Indranuna is speaking with Lord Jagannath. Lord Jagannath is so happy. And I want to offer you a boon. So King Indranuna says, okay, I want one boon. I want the boon that I'll have no daughters or no sons. And Queen Gundita standing behind saying, what? All this time we've had no children, now I'm thinking blessing alone, and he is asking this boon? And Lord Jagannath is saying, why you would ask such a boon? You have devastated your queen. He says, my Lord, with so much endeavor, you have come and manifested here in such a royal, opulent temple. If I have dynasty, they'll try to claim that this is my deity. But there is no my deity. We are all yours. You are the Lord of the universe. You are Jagannath, Lord of the entire universe. So I want nobody to claim that these are mine. And thus, I want no lineage. Now Lord Jagannath sees how much love his devotee has. That he is not thinking anything of his own and only for his Lord. He begins to weep even more. But he is seeing Queen Gundita crying. So he tells the queen, you queen, don't worry. You'll not have any children, but you now have 2 sons and 1 daughter. Me and my brother are your sons, and Subhadamai are your daughters. And queen says, yeah, that's cute. But it is said in Shastra that when we die, someone must perform the Shraddha ceremony in the ceremony. Who will do? And Lord Jagannath says, I'll do, and Balramji will do. Still to this day, on the Shraddha day of Queen Gundita in Indranuna, the Lord Balramji and Jagannath perform this ceremony. Queen Gundita, yes, you'll do that, but I know that it's explained that sons will come and stay with mother at least a little bit of time. Once a year they'll come and spend some time with me. You'll not come? No. We'll also come. Why we have Rath Yatra? Because Lord Jagannath promised that once a year I'll spend 1 week in your home. Well, who is your home? Gundita home, Gundita temple. It is from Queen Gundita. So Lord Jagannath goes once a year down the main road, Rath Yatra festival, to fulfill the promise to Queen Gundita that he would stay with them for 1 week. So Queen Gundita became very satisfied. Now King Indranuna asked, my Lord, you are in a giving mood. Can I ask one more benediction? One more blessing? Of course. He says, you have come. I want to feed you very opulently and luxuriously. So my request is I feed you and you eat. No problem. We like to eat. Balramji is okay? Yeah. More sweets? Yeah. Alright. But after eating, when you wash your hands, before your hands become dry, you should eat again. So till to this day, once the offerings come, they take them away, and they are doing the procedures to wash the hands of Lord Jagannath. Before they complete drying, new offering comes, and the offering is done again. And like this, all day, offerings are coming. And Lord Jagannath is so merciful that this Mahaprasad offered to Lord Jagannath is available to everybody. You just go in the market, pay very little, few rupees, and you can honor this prasad that is coming by the benediction of King Indudumna to bless that Lord Jagannath, you should eat so much that any visitor who comes to your temple will come. And still today, there's a known fact. They cook the same amount every day. But whether millions of people come on that day or few, there is never running out of prasad in the Mahaprasad stall. Whether you run out of prasad sometimes in Vrindavan Mahaprasad stall, but in Lord Jagannath, it never happens. This is one of the special benedictions. That and his darshan. His darshan is almost 24 hours a day. Just few hours at night, the Pandits will close the temple. Otherwise, Lord Jagannath is there, full eyes. Jagannatha Swami, Nayana Patagami, Baba Tume. Coming under the darshan, that sight of the Supreme Lord. This is the means of our deliverance. So this is the appearance of Lord Jagannath. And so many instructions for us. And as I spoke in the beginning, if we take some inspiration from this, it should be to have some determination to chant the holy names of the Lord with some sincerity. Yes, we may be a little tired. Yes, we may have some other things to do. Some sacrifices might be there. But what King Indudumna sacrificed to worship the Lord, to bring the Lord to us. And if we do, it will be rewarded in ways unimaginable to us. So let us use this opportunity to also prepare for Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra. By the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, July 21st, you will have a chance to render service to the Lord who manifested in such a wonderful way. But you don't have to wait till July 21st. You can start tomorrow morning. How? By going out and inviting people to Lord Jagannath's festival. Because remember, could anyone invite somebody to this program? No. You have to ask the host. Someone who's very close to the host, they might be able to invite somebody. Right? If you have a wedding program, you won't allow everybody to invite anybody they like, would you? But your close family members, you allow them to invite somebody? If you invite somebody to Lord Jagannath's festival, what it means? You must be very close to Lord Jagannath. How many of us would like to be a family member of Lord Jagannath? Then you invite some people to the festival. And we know, if you're very close, you can invite more, right? So if you want to be even closer to Lord Jagannath, you invite as many people as you can to Lord Jagannath's festival. We have a whole marketing team. Palika Mataji, Adi Gaurangi Mataji are leading that team. They're both here. They can engage you in going to various festivals, promoting this opportunity to invite. And then on the day of Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra, not even the day before, not even the day before, the day before, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you engage in service. Because we know who serves in the wedding? Only the close family members. The guests come and enjoy. How many of us want to be a family member again of Lord Jagannath, Lord Balaram, Mother Subhadra? Then what should we do? Sign up for service. 1 day? 2 days? How about 3 days? 3 days? It's not too much? We have 365 days. We can give 1%. Yeah? That's only 1%. Try it. 3 days. You sign up for some services and engage in serving Lord Jagannath. Then you'll see in your own heart the potency of Lord Jagannath, just as King Indudumna saw with his own eyes. Okay? Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Lord Jagannath of Baladev, Mother Subhadra Mahotsav ki Jai. Lord Jagannath Rath Yatra ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Santo Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Mahaprasadam ki Jai. We went long time, so sorry we went late. Any comments or questions? Okay, prasadam time. Hare Krishna. I think prasadam is served upstairs. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry. No, not prasadam time. We have, my father has brought